Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. I hope you guys are having a great week. I know a ton of you guys are out at Medicarians because my guy Andrew Sachs is out there at Medicarians. I think Tony Merwin's out there. So maybe you guys will catch the replay of this. Actually, wanted to see if I could bring on Mr. Nate Hoffert. So hopefully he will see this go live because he's going to join the live. Hopefully we will see. I'm going to text him and say, hey, I'm live if you want to join. I wanted to bring Nate on because today I want to talk about changing your environment. And one of the ways to change your environment is to get to a conference. I'm going to tell him I'm live if you are wanting to join. And he said he wanted to get on and, talk a little bit about SWAT, right? He has an incredible conference. If you guys don't know of his conference, SWAT, it's an insurance conference that helps you become the best in your industry. I've been to it a couple times. We're sponsoring it again this year as an organization. Reminder Media is going to be there. I think Andrew will be there as well. So make sure you stop by if you go to the SWAT conference. But it's really, really good. He goes to a bunch of different things. But one of the things I love the most is the color exercise he goes to and just understanding the different personalities and dynamics of people. I started the details of this live by saying the quote, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. And that comes down to this idea that oftentimes with your environment, you have to be willing to get up and leave. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. All right, I got Nate Hoffert on, but I don't see a request, man, for you to come in. So hopefully that will pop up for me here in just a second. Let me try to go to another page to see if it will pop up for me, allowing you to come in. Flip, good to see you, brother. Great to have you on. Always appreciate you joining. Nate, if you are trying to join the live, I'm not sure because it is not notifying me. But what I'm going to do, Nate, is I'm going to text you a link and maybe you'll be able to join from that link because I want you to be able to come on. If not, we'll work it out to where maybe next week you can come on because Nate is one of the greatest, I think, educators out there in the insurance space. Helps a ton of people, but I really want you guys to know about his SWAT conference that he has going on and make sure that you guys join. I also will try to put or maybe Nate, you can put a link in the comments of the time that the conference is. Lily, great to see you. I believe it's May. If I'm getting my settings or my dates right, I believe it's May that the conference is. But would love to have you guys join there. Yeah, for some reason on my side, it is not allowing me. I was hoping it would work, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. It says this content isn't available right now. Nate's chatting me right here. So we'll have to sort it out next time. I've been using Facebook's platform to go live, but it looks like I'm gonna have to figure out how to hook up my Zoom or my Riverside to go live so I can bring Nate on. So he can talk about the SWAT conference. We can do that next time. But I do want to plug that because I think you guys should join. I think you should go to conferences. We go to many conferences as an organization from a marketing standpoint, sales standpoint. But I just got back from taking my team last week to 10X, right? And I took about 20 people out there in my sales leadership to the 10X Growth Con. And SWAT is going to be more epic than 10X. I'm just going to say it right now. Although, Nate, Grant Cardone did have Martha Stewart on stage, so I don't know how you're going to top that, my man. She's a business beast. But the reason why I like going to conferences, oftentimes you hear a good golden nugget at a conference. You hear a good tip that will be worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to you to change your mindset. But ultimately, I like it because it gives you a time to get out of the current environment that you're in, plant yourself in a new environment, surrounded by people that are hopefully on the same path as you of growth and wanting to get better. And when you get into that new environment, you've heard the saying, a flower can be planted in the desert and die. That same flower can be planted in good soil and blossom. You might find yourself in a period right now where you're not motivated, where you're not feeling it, where you're not sure what's going on. Oftentimes what happens to us is we get on a hamster wheel and we just keep going and going and going and growing, and then we get burnt out. And you don't get burnt out because you're tired. You get burnt out because you're tired of losing, right? It's the discouragement of losing that burns people out, not the actual tiredness of working hard. People love to work hard when they're creating impact and they're winning at what they're doing. So what happens to people, at least this I can speak from experience in my own life, is you're going and going and going and going, and you get burnt out, you get discouraged, you're not feeling motivated. In a conference, or it doesn't have to necessarily be a conference, it's just a change of scenery, a change of environment. I just love to do it at a conference because I'm getting around thought leaders that have either accomplished where I want to be or people who are trying to accomplish the same thing. Because in the environment you currently are in, you probably have naysayers. Maybe it's your friends, maybe your own family members are some naysayers to you. It could be clients that are complaining about your product services. It just be a down week where you're having one failure after another. And you got to get out of that environment and surround yourself with people who are thinking bigger, who want more, because by osmosis, that will flow to you. And, I wrote down this quote for me. I was listening to a podcast the other day. It's another way to change your environment is to change what you listen to and what you think about and what you read. But the quote was, what leaders tolerate, they encourage. And I just want to challenge you with that quote. What leaders tolerate, they encourage. And every single one of you is a leader, not only in life to other people, because leadership is influence, but you first and foremost lead the man in the mirror. The person that you know, which is yourself, you lead that person. And so what I encourage you is to think about, what are you tolerating? And oftentimes we tolerate things out of what we perceive to be kindness, but it's not kindness. We tolerate things because I don't want to be, a perfectionist with this person. I don't want to nitpick this person. I don't want to nitpick myself. But the reality is if you tolerate it, you're encouraging it. And if you encourage it, it becomes who you are. And so I want to challenge you that, hey, you should take some time to stop what you're doing, think about what you're doing, think about what you're tolerating, and not accept mediocre anymore. Not accept that mediocrity. Because I don't believe any of you woke up today to be mediocre. If you're anything like me, you woke up today to actually accomplish something in your life, to get a bigger income for you, more self-development for you and your family, help more people. You woke up that way. You didn't wake up to be mediocre. But oftentimes, what happens to us is we get hit by the first adversity, we get hit by the first hardship, we get hit by the first system that's crappy, whatever it is, and we're just like, okay, whatever, and you just tolerate it. And the greatest entrepreneurs that I have met are people who they don't accept imperfection. They can't stand it. They're almost obsessive. I think it was Alex Hormozy who said, what some people found acceptable, I found intolerable. Meaning, in his organization, the people he was around, what some people found acceptable in their training, in their pitching, in their products and services, in their marketing, you name it, he found intolerable. And oftentimes what you find in winners is they just have higher standards. They have higher standards that they hold themselves to, and they don't accept and they don't care that it offends other people, because their reference of truth isn't how the emotions of other people are. Their reference of truth is what they're trying to accomplish. And so you see this in like an Elon Musk, right? And you think about what he's even doing in the government, right, with Doge. It's hilarious because I think I saw an interview with Trump, and he was saying that Trump was like, yeah, I figured we would cut like 4%. And Elon Musk was like, why are we going to cut 4%? We're going to cut 80% of this. Meaning it's just a higher standard, whatever your politics are, I don't really care. But the example would be, it's just a higher standard of what's acceptable, a higher standard. I think it was the famous Elon Musk quote that says, if you give yourself 30 days to make your bed and clean your room, you're going to take 30 days to do it. If you give yourself 30 minutes, you're going to take 30 minutes. It's what are your standards? What are the benchmarks that you're setting for yourself? And most of the time, if we're honest, we're allowing ourselves to set low standards because we're tired, because we're on the hamster wheel, because we're in an environment where we're feeding our mind, we're surrounding ourselves with people that are not thinking bigger, that are not pushing us higher. And that is why a conference or a change of scenery and change of environment is so important. Look, you can't change the people that are around you. You can only change yourself, but you can definitely change the people that are around you. And sometimes in life, you have to change the people that are around you because they're not pushing you to where you need to be. You can love them, but doesn't mean you have to listen to them, and it doesn't mean you have to let them influence you. And that's the key in life, is you've got to find people who are on the same mission as you, that are disciples. They're disciplined towards the same vision and mission that you have. And you got to find those people, and you've got to get them in your life to push you forward. Because you are the sum of the people that you look up to, and you are the sum of the people that you hang around. That's the truth in life. Whoever you idolize and look up to, that's who you're going to try to become more like. So whoever you're spending the most time with and looking up to from that perspective, and then whoever you're surrounding yourself with. I saw your text, Nate. I'm sorry, man. I don't know why nothing's popping up for me. It should give you an ability. In Facebook, it says that you should have this ability to just tap. I tagged you actually in the post, but it's still not letting. I wonder if that's to do with Facebook group. Maybe the Facebook group doesn't allow you to come on the live, which is kind of strange, or maybe it's a phone thing. I don't know. But that is my Monday Mindset for you. Chat in, Nate, if you're still on. Chat in the link to SWAT, the details, so people can find it. I want them to know about SWAT. I want them to see when the dates are. I want them to see how they can get tickets. I'm going to bring you on because we're going to talk more about this, and you have so much gold that you can share with the audience. But I want them to know kind of, hey, how could I get involved with SWAT and what you're doing? We go to it, and we've been to it probably the past 4 years, I think. We've been to it. So it's an incredible conference. Every year I feel like it grows and gets bigger and bigger. But what I love the most about it is a smaller group of dedicated people. It's not like a 10,000 person conference or 5,000 person conference. You have hundreds of people that are dedicated to getting better. You build great relationships. There's great people there, like your boy Andrew Saxa, so make sure you check him out. We have limited to 500 agents, and we have over 300 registers. So already 300 right now. Nate put the chat in with the link, so check that out. Nate, I'll have you on. I'll try to figure out Zoom or Riverside. But guys, this week, get out there and win for your families, for you, for your clients. Let's have a great week. Remember my quote, what leaders tolerate, they encourage. Whatever you're tolerating in your life, just putting up with, you're encouraging it. Do you understand that? You're encouraging it because you're saying nothing about it. You're doing nothing about it. You're just tolerating it. Do not tolerate mediocre, because you will become that. Let's get out there and win. Appreciate you guys. Happy Monday. Let's make it happen. Bye.